Hello everyone, good evening. A very warm welcome to each one of you. So this is Kushi Malhotra, Operations Manager at the team MOS. So it's my pleasure to have you all join with us today in our webinar AI for Cybersecurity, Artificial Intelligence Simplified for Beginners. So with me, I have today Maya Vanan sir. So I'm honored to have him with us today. So with over 36 years of experience in IT industries, including 21 years of experience in TCS, he is a seasoned expert in IT infrastructure, cybersecurity, risk management, and compliance. He has led global delivery functions, conducted GDPR, ISO audits, and contributed to business excellence frameworks. And he also holds wide range of certifications like PMP, CISM, CRISC, ISO 27001, etc. So we are honored to learn the deep expertise from the sir in today's session. So I would request the audience to feel free to drop any questions, any doubts if they may have in the comment section, and we will be taking up after the end of the session. So we'll be taking all those questions from the comment section, and we want this to be very collaborative and insightful experience for everyone. So let's get started. The floor is all yours, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, all. My name is Maya Vannan. You can call me Maya. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah, thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
my introduction. Yeah, let me start. So, the next 45 minutes or so, we will touch upon the foundation of what is AI, called artificial intelligence, right? Machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI, and things like that. So, why we are talking about this, as we are all in the field of cybersecurity. Our breadwinner is our day in, day out. What we focus on our daily life is focusing on protecting our systems, right? Protecting our systems from adversaries, right? Trying to proactively prevent it, or in case it has been, some instance have happened, we are trying to recover from the attack vector, things like that. So, how this AI, ML, generative AI, all of them are going to help us in our daily life, in our day-to-day work, right? Whatever we may be doing, a knock monitoring, or a SOC monitoring, a SIM solution, or source solution, whatever it is, right? So how this particular AI, ML, and generative AI is going to help us make our life easier, to make our deliverables are much more productive. We are going to add value to our customers, value to our say our organization itself, right? So that is what we are focusing on, right? So let us understand the broad aspect of the artificial intelligence. It's combination of full of mathematical algorithms and solutions and learning from the past experience. Every artificial intelligence is keep learning, so because many things are new things are coming up, it is also learning, so that the intelligence is becoming much wider, so that it able to answer the right questions or the right answer for us, right? So let us take some very few examples of in the past. Our day-to-day life we have, right? In every day, every house we might have a Siri or Alexa. So what we ask in the morning, right? What's the time now, right? Alexa, what's the time now? It immediately responds. The time now is something like that, right? So Alexa, what's the weather outside? So it'll immediately tell us, right? It'll whatever questions they are asking. Say for example, if it is a day or evening, right? Alexa, switch on the lights, right? So automatically it picks up the words what we communicate, and immediately it switch on all the lights related things. Or automatically nowadays, right? It automatically pre-programmed every day night at 6 p.m. These critical lights in your hall and all that automatically gets switched on. So we have automated our life with all the small gadgets, right? Siri or everything, it is part of our life now. So we are, as though we are already using those equipments, right? All those devices we are using it. We did not know that the background is the learning of Alexa is nothing but it is done through the machine learning concept, right? So it is learning for a period of time, and then before it actually comes as a product to market, right? So let's take example of your Netflix or Amazon, whatever we watch it in on a daily basis on a TV or a mobile phone, things like that. So it monitors whatever website we go and things like that. It monitors and then checks what is our interest, right? What is the next? If I show a particular program today, and it is related to that program anywhere in the world, any other related movies are there, it will automatically come in the sidebar. So it is next to automatically it will be queued up, right? Without even you clicking the next button, the queued videos will be playing on your TVs and things like that. So that is how it is. Recommendation is it is learning from online learning from what is the activity you are performing on this system. So these all the things are very intelligent learning by the activities we perform. So self-driving car, right? Which is Tesla is one of the leading car for self-driving automated car, right? So it's next stage, generative AI, and then it becoming a agent which is self-driving on its own based on the actions after the intelligence have come. It is taking action on that. So that is the stage we are in, right? So which is, even if you take for example a Google map, right? So it is able to predict based on the traffic jam in a particular road. It gives a guidance automatically. If it might take this much time, or traffic is ahead, or some work is happening on this road. All these are coming in front of your dashboard panel, and you are able to take a decision either to proceed further or you can take a diversion on that, right? So this is what we are, even we don't know that we are using artificial intelligence gadgets. That is our part of life. So let us take an example of how these are going to help our day-to-day life in office life, where we deliver our services in the field of cybersecurity, right? So we'll have cybersecurity or any other threat intelligence, or we are doing a day in day out of SOC, knock, and even auditing, right? Auditing is now automated through generative AI, right? Auditing, reporting, auditing, whatever after completion of your ISO audit or SOC type 2 audit and all that. So many of those artifacts are exactly, predicted, or with the way in which your customers are asking, that format is automatically come up online, and it is done on a within no time. It is done, right? That's why we are using it. So we'll see how we are going to benefit out of these type of tools, right? Artificial intelligence in our daily life. That's what the focus of this particular entire session. Okay, let us take about the three critical aspect of that. AI, which we call that artificial intelligence, and the AI chatbot, right? Any application, any website you look into that, automatically in your right hand side bottom, your chatbot will pop up to trying to help the customer to give a guidance on what he is looking for. Instead of he browsing through multiple pages, it is automatically asking very few fundamental questions, and there is no human being at the back end. It is trying to, it's already learned the limited knowledge of that particular website. So it's only limited to that particular website's content, right? So it is able to quickly answer to the specific questions what we are looking for, right? So the machine learning is able to, the next stage is machine learning. What we are doing is it is able to learn from the past content, whatever you are having it, right? So it is over a period of time, it is learning a lot of things from this system, or the learning process. There is a process of teaching the particular artificial intelligence system, so it learns on its own. Like, once it is learned, so when we are actually put into use, right, the email spam filter, it is a use of the tool. Automatically it filters and put the emails into a spam filter, right? Because this word is containing this particular thing, or we are already blocked certain email IDs, right? Or a corporate is already blocked this particular set of email IDs, things like that. So it gets go into spam filter, right? If it's really required, user has to call for that mail, and the security admin will look at those emails and deliver those emails if it is not a spam email, right? Then it comes to deep learning, right? Deep learning is much more get into that. System is learning itself by various no, the way in which we are going to teach the artificial intelligence system through deep learning, right? If our facial recognition system, so we might have given various different type of photographs of a, for example, a dog, right? So various categories of photographs are there. So yeah, you have millions and millions of photographs with the tag name called dog, it is getting stored in their database. So various forms of dogs, when new photographs are given to that, it immediately predicts that it is it's a dog, right? So even for Apple iPhone and also opening your uh, the initial login page, it opens up based upon facial recognition system. So this is all done at the back end by deep learning. This is our day-to-day life. We are using all these technologies without our knowledge that the systems were built based upon various algorithms, right? So various artificial intelligence algorithms that has been used at the back end, right? So let us take some other examples of generative AI, what we are doing on a daily basis, right? Google Translator, right? It's language English to French or English to Spanish, any of those things, even English to Indian languages, it automatically translates in either way, right? So Alexa is translating voice command, you're giving a command to an Alexa or Spotify, right? When you wanted to listen to certain music, it's automatically come. It's same thing. It understands which songs are your favorite. Automatically, it pulls the next song into that level, right? Gmail, when you start typing, so it picks up, right? When you are responding to an email, when you start typing there, right, automatically the two address will be picked up and put it, right? The name of the person who is there in the two systems. So automatically it comes up. It predicts the next word. So all you need to understand what is generative AI is the next word system is able to predict it and suggest and give a suggestion for you to accept or not. So that is what it is doing in the Gmail. Like Uber for route optimization, Chat GPT is what text generation. When you, I hope all of you have had some experience or some the way in which we are interacting with tools like Chat GPT or DeepSeek or many of those tools like that, right? So Google Photographs also facial recognition. When you wanted to select search instead of typing text, we can put a photographs and search in on the social media. Google Photos search those photographs and gives it you online. So these are the way in which we are actually doing our search engines and things like that on a daily basis without the knowledge that all the systems at the back end are the foundation is AI, right? That's what we are doing it on a daily basis. Let's take how, for example, right, how many books normally a normal person, assuming a person who has already graduated from reasonable degree, things like that, right? So it is the probability of approximately 50,000 books is what it's an expected number, right? That is what according to that 50,000 books, which contains approximately 6.6 billion tokens. It is otherwise it is called approximately 5 billion words in a human being. Whereas the artificial intelligence systems, for as of now, the Chat GPT 3 at 2020. Now we are at Chat GPT with 4O, right? And 2022 November 2025, we are current version of the Chat GPT is 4O, which 2025 April it got released, right? So okay, let's say 2022 GPT version 4, which is read around 98 million books, which has created approximately 13 trillion tokens, right? And it is a combination of word wise, it is approximately 9.7 billion words. So it's a huge volume, right? So how does the system learn? It is not a one day job. I'm just talking about only the text part, but it has learned not only text, it has read all the images, and it has also read all the voices with various movies or every voices already recorded thing. It has read all that and it is there, right? Videos, movies, everything it has read and it is stored. It's all converted into a form called tokens, right? So let's take what is a token. When I say a token, one simple example for you to understand, let me say that and then come back quickly to here. Let's say I am saying I'm in a Chat GPT and I am typing a word called how many tokens are there, who am I? That is the question I'm asking. It is immediately converting into that. The who am I is containing 4 tokens. It is nothing but who is a 1 token, am is a 1 token, like I and question mark is a 1 token. Right? That is a very simple thing. But if you're giving a thing, sometimes it may have a combination. Sometimes it will consider space also a token. Sometimes all the symbols maybe considered as a half token thing, kind of thing. So it is going to consider and convert that into some kind of a token, and the tokens are kept in that. So if you count that millions of books which may contain 9.3 billion words, which is converted into around approximately 13 trillion tokens. So I mean, it's a mind-boggling volume, right? Queen is from Alibaba, which is released in 2025 version 3, right? It has read around 270 million books, and it is around 36 trillion tokens, right? So 27 trillion words. So all these things are, where are they? Where are the current version of all this thing? Let's take this particular table, which is giving from the day on which all this AI is started, right? So it's going from that time onwards, right? It's starting from, if you go back 2020 onwards, it will be there. Every version of various artificial intelligence tools which was produced, and then it was in from 2017 onwards, it is there, right? It is there from that time onwards, right? Bird was there from Google's. Now it is all Gemini, right? It is converted in now the form. So what is the current status, right? That is what you can look at this particular table. What we are interested in, what is the current version of the current chat GPT or Gemini? What is that going to come? It's going to come. We are in July sometime here. At the next version of Open AI, that is nothing but Microsoft Chat GPT version. We are expecting O5 or O version, right? Omni. O mean Omni of Omni version. Current version is 4O, which is Open AI, things like that. So, which is saying how the converting. If you see, look at this particular thing. The converting, mainly we are talking about converting the token ratio with parameters, right? So for one token, meaning it is taking 113 parameters fleximo, right? When it is going to come, so go back to the earlier version of that. Gemini robotics, it is converting 500 parameters to one token. So that is the ratio of that. So which gives you an understanding of how the background of the AI is able to learn and then able to generate, putting into all these words, images, everything into a vector form on a mathematical, if you say matrix, right? In a vector form, it is stored in this knowledge base, right? That is how it's done. Then that's to give you an overall idea of how many millions of words it is reading, and then it is storing in a in its database, right? Kind of thing. So this is the timeline history of various AI things. That's you already shown the complete timetable of when 2017 onwards. As of now, what is going to come also, it is there. So you can refer that table. This is what giving a diagrammatic view of that, right? Let's talk about the Venn diagram of that. How does each terms, whatever we talk about, AI, ML, deep learning, right, machine learning, what is that? All that, how does it overlap each other? The overall architecture or overall setup is all comes under the AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Right? Within that one particular segment is to teach the system. The machine has to learn on its own, or we have to teach the machine by supervised learning. There are three types of learning, right? Machine has to learn. How does it has to learn? It has to supervise learning, which meaning we are giving a photograph and say this particular diagram or a photograph is of dog, right? And we are, so the machine is learning by a supervised learning. So we are giving what the content, along with that the answer to that content. That is what we are teaching the system, right? That is what supervised learning. Unsupervised learning is, right, we don't give anything, right? We just simply dump all the photographs which are taken in a movie or in a function or something like that. The system, that we are not telling this is the starting point of a program, starting point, opening point, various stages of things have happened, or kind of some videograph is taken, right? Or some accident is happening, that complete video is recorded, right? So that nobody is saying that this is what the system timeline wise, right? System is reading it and then trying to understand at various moment what has happened, who is moving what, who is taking over speeding a particular point in time, and all that. That's an unsupervised learning system. We are not telling the system this is what it is, but we are just dumping the data to the system. System is learning on its own, right? What is something called reinforcement learning? It's in between, right? We are telling the system, right? If you are able to learn, and when I ask a question, and if you are able to tell me the right answer, we give credit to you, right? And if you are failing in my questions, okay, you will be giving a negative mark. So we are telling the system whatever it has learned through the supervised learning or unsupervised learning, we are asking the system to check whether are you able to rightly answer that, right? And we are, if it's the right answer, we are reinforcing them with giving a reward and things like that. So which is all part of the machine learning techniques, right? How the system, when you are coming to generative AI, this is what we are actually uh, you know, seeing the experience in our daily life. We use chat gpt or deepseek or gemini. All these tools are one-way communication, or it's communicating within the system and yourself, right? And you type something and system is able to give a full answer, right? It is trying to predict it based upon what it is already having. It is transforming, right? What is the next letter or next when I start typing in, automatically understand what is the next subject and what you are trying to ask. So it is trying to answer to the particular question, right? The transformer based language model, which is called chat gpt, right? It is pre-trained, right? Generating pre-trained transformers. That is what it is all about. We are what we are going to see is it's similar to chat gpt and things like that, right? So the other way it is trying to learn on various other techniques are that deep learning, neural network, right? And all that kind of thing we will see in the following section, right? So let's take generate AI, which is what it is trying to create a next set of words by based upon whatever database it is having it. Tools like Gemini, DeepSeek, it's a Chinese version of that. ChatGPT is right. It's OpenAI, things like that. Gemini is from Google's data, Google's an AI system, right? So anything you write, meeting the notes, editing, like for example, um, Google automatically creates a notes, right? Create a notes about our meeting. Automatically, it sums up and gives you the entire recording of our communication or conference or whatever we are having it through uh, Zoom meeting and all that. It is recorded, and the it reads and listens to that and converts that voice, or whoever is speaking converts them into a form of a uh, document and gives you essence of that what was the meeting discussed. So those type of things are generative AI, right? So I hope you are already using some of the tools. Let's take a very broad type of AIs, right? One is a narrow AI, that is left extreme. Are we using the narrow AI now? In narrow AI, we are already started using it 10 years back, right? So like Siri or chatbot or Alexa and all that, we are started 10 years back. We are using all those things. We are already ahead of that. We are using the narrow AI in our part on a daily life. General AI is what we have not achieved that. It is still a dream. We are not achieved that. We are in between. We are in between narrow AI and general AI. So what are we now? We are in generative AI stage, right? That is also a 2 year old, right? What are we doing as of now in 2025 or coming till the December or the next 2026 yearly? We are going to be in a state called reasoning AI. Reasoning AI is if whatever you are asking question, when you look at the answer, but you may not get the background information. Where is the system is getting all the information? That is what generative AI is doing. But you are satisfied the answer, and if you are not satisfied with the answer you are getting in from all the tools, we rephrase it, right? That's called prompt engineering, right? We rephrase the question so you get the answer which is you are once you are satisfied with that, we stop with that, right? So the coming years, coming months, or coming next, at least for the next 6 months, 12 months, we are going to be in a stage called reasoning AI. Reasoning AI means the system will able to tell you how did it is able to get that answer. Where is the reference point from? Where is the website which is getting the information? So how can you trust the information? What it is giving? It is giving based on the reasons it is giving particular reason, right? When we do a problem management, you do RCA, root cause analysis. Same thing like that. Whatever reason it is trying to answer it, what is the background, supplement, supporting document it is going to give. So that is what we are going to see in the coming months to at least for 1 year. So are we going to reach the general AI? But the general AI scope is very big, so we may not able to achieve it even for at least for 2-3 years now, right? The super AI is something called, which is only fiction. We will not be able to achieve, but the researchers are still working to define what is the scope of a super AI. It's you can see movies, right? So those movies are we can create movies on based on super AI, but in real life scenario, as of now, at least in my lifetime, I will not be able to see the super AI in working in place. Right? We will definitely be able to see the general AI will be able to achieve at a certain point in time. Right? So let's see how do you measure or how do you monitor or how do we benchmark multiple AI systems, right? Google's uh, proof question and answer GPQA, right? It's having many scientific questions. Based on that, if you are asking to respond right answer, and it is being rated. So these tools like OpenAI O3, right? Omni version 3 it is able to get 83 score, 83 point score. So a normal human being with an average a PhD, right? He can get a 34 marks, right? So you can compare how the AI systems are behaving. For example, your Chat GPT. I hope the within the last 1 month the results of the joint entrance exam for the IIT, right? So that ChatGPT won the best of the top ranker of that. ChatGPT got the first rank, which is able to solve all the problems within a fraction of a minute or so. So it is able to do that, right? Which is beating the human being, right? That is what the performance of that. This is called GPQA is kind of a one type of a uh, whenever new version is coming in, this will go through a process called uh, benchmarking, right? That is what it is. So HLE is another benchmarking human exam, right? So it's a human kind learning exam kind of thing. So this is another type of exam which is similar to GPQA, but the questions are different, more difficult questions. Number of questions are more. So this is an example of that, right? How these models have been tested through benchmarking, right? That's about it. So when basic things like that, uh, when we talk about machine learning, it's all we just talked about supervised learning, unsupervised learning. Reinforcement learning is the one where it is getting a reward and penalties. It's a reward and penalties based on how that the system is learned, and then you are going through that. The reward and penalties it will get through when you are going through. For example, if you are going through the GPQA, right? If you are able to achieve 84 marks, right? Minimum standard will be there, right? You should be able to achieve more than 40 percentage, more than a person, though it will get penalties and all that. So it has to relearn on all that. So it go through multiple iteration. It might take all that. For all that thing, we need a system which can perform much faster. So your normal CPU like the Intel CPU, all that is not going to help anymore, right? So what we need to do, we need to have systems like what we call that NVIDIA's GPU, right? Graphic processor unit, right? So which that's minimum requirement for any uh, artificial intelligence learning phase. So a system with more GPUs are required for the learning point at the learning point. That's how it is, right? So there are various algorithms are there. For example, some of the algorithms are regression algorithm, non-linear algorithm, decision trees, very simple technique, right? Yes or no, binary decision tree, neural networks. It's a more complicated. That is what these generative AI and all is learning, right? So these are the techniques where how the learning algorithms are able to predict it, right? These techniques are there. For example, generative AI is going through a phase called generative adversarial network GAN or LLM. What we normally uh, talk to the chat system, right? Your AI system is called the LLMs or large language models, right? It is basically trying to predict the next next set of words, what it is. That is how the answer is coming based upon the next set of word, what it has to produce. That is generated through the database, what it is having. The AI model is what we are asking is the prompt, which is we are asking a simple question. The AI model is generating the answer. When you see that, it will coming like a typewriter typing the next word. So by the time it is thinking that what is the next word, the proper word it should put in that. So that is how the content is generated online with trying to predict the next word or next paragraph, things like that at a previous stage. That is how the AI generator is working on that. So which is kind of a discriminator, a generator model, or the variational model is working based on encoder decoder principle. A diffusion model is a combination of that. Instead of going through one way, it is coming from the backend, right? So combination of that, gradually add a Gaussian noise and reverse from the reverse mechanism. That is how the diffusion model is working on that, right? So where do we use it, right? Whether to use a GAN model, a diffusion model, or a VAA model, it is based upon how fast we are focusing is on fast sampling or model convergence in the diversity, right? If it is that is my requirement, I may go with the VAE. If my quality of samples and fast sampling, I may go with the GAN, right? The system is deciding based upon which model we want it. If it is a quality sample with more coverage, we will be going with a diffusion model, right? And all that is fully a mathematical subject. We might take some more time to understand this particular subject, how it is working at the back end. As a user, right? How LLM is going to build, like I said, a tokenization. When the system is learning that millions of books, right? It is reading that every sentence and converting that into a token. Then it is trying to do an embedding. Out of the sentence, which particular word is more important? That is getting a higher weightage, right? And how that word is related to the previous word, previous character, previous next character, and that is called embedding, right? It is taking attention of the particular word which is more important, right? So every other word is becoming subset of the primary word, right? So pre-training is done through this type of word. The set of words it is reading and then breaking into tokens and take and identifying how the relativities are there between the words, character by word, how these words are having a relationship, and giving an attention to a particular word which is for in that sentence, which word is more important. So that is what it's giving an attention to that, and in that process it is trying to learn the entire manual or entire book, whatever we are giving into the system, right? Large language module, like. So this is the technique what it is going through. That it is called the layer approach. The first layer is visible, the last layer is visible, but all in between layers are invisible. Let's take one example of this is a sentence. If I take this sentence, right, how many combinations of that, how many parameters are this is related to this, the word called this is related to is, and this is related to another word, this is an, so it goes on and on. So it having a complete relationship between. So this may be having a this is another sentence, maybe four tokens, right? So and if you cross link it, it might have your architecture will come like that. So each word will have token. Each are this round symbol is called a token. This how many these tokens have relationship to other token, kind of thing. That is how this particular tokens are generated, and finally coming out with a matrix kind of um, mathematical table. So it is how it is stored. This particular entire word is stored in the form of a array, right? It's a matrix array. It is how it is stored. So which is called a transformer model architecture, which is using a multi-head attention, things like that. So which is on a mathematical subject. Are we going in deeper on that? But that is that what going to use it? But you need to understand the background, how the systems are trying to learn, and is it giving the right answer when you are asking certain questions. That the background of the mathematical component of that. But we will focus on how these tools are going to help our day-to-day life, either in a SOC team or a SIM team or a SOAR team, are going to predict an alert, right? Whether the alert is having a threat or not. threat intelligence, is it threat hunting? Can we do a threat hunting with AI tools? That is what our interest is. So we'll upload all those, your any of those virus files, assuming there is a malware inside. So you are always putting it on a antivirus tool or some other tool like the virus total and all that to get that information, right? So when how that virus total is built in with AI tools to get the right answer from various. It's already learned all that. So virus total is a kind of a system which is built in with AI tools now, right? So for example, the Dale, right? Dale is creating the new images, right? That is an image creation, right? Photographs creation tool, right? Self-driving cars, right? Chatbot, virtual assistant, all that it's all using the mathematical formation called transformer. That is the term called uh, generative pre-trained transformers. That is what we call GPT, right? Generative, meaning it is generating the next word. Once the first word is created, the next word is generated based on the previous word, right? It is generating, right? How it is generating is based upon it's pre-trained with a lot of manuals, lot of books, lot of diagrams or photographs. Using that, it has trained itself. The next stage is it is transformer. It is using the algorithm based on the transformer that is called GPT. That is how the name called GPT came into picture, right? So in a so there are various things. Chat GPT is there. We have DeepSeek. Many tools are there, right? How each uh, multiple algorithms or multiple artificial intelligence tools can interact. Or if I, for example, right, in a office, working in office and HR department wanted to give certain facilities to certain group of people, right? So using an AI tool, can you build a interface, right? The multiple other systems may be using a chat GPT or it may be using its own services, or it may be specific to narrow AI, things like that. So how multiple tools are going to interact with each other, right? We need to have some protocol. Like in our TCP/IP model, we have many of those protocols, right? HTTPS protocol, FTP protocol, and things like that, right? DHCP protocol, things like that. Whereas in artificial intelligence, we have a protocol called MCP, right? MCP protocol is going to interact with multiple system, multiple AI system, and user will have a very UC experience of not having multiple systems to transfer or translate the output of one system to as an input to the other system. So multiple AI system need to work together in order to generate an output. If that is the case, right? So we need to go for a MCP. MCP protocol is going to be the fundamental thing, and it is going to interface with multiple different AI systems. That's the minimum requirement as of now, because many AI systems are there, and organization is not going to stick to one particular AI system, which is may not be requirement of the organization, or it may require, because each all narrow AIs are there. It is specialized for one particular technology. So we need to have how that output is going to be input for another AI system. So we have to go through MCP protocol to translate or transfer our uh, output to as an input to the other system. That is how it is. You can keep the MCP on the cloud platform or in-house. So MCP server may be on the cloud, or sometimes MCP server may be on-premise, and various combinations are there. It is similar. I mean, where do you install the system? That is coming back to cloud hosted system or in-house system. All combinations are there, so you can have that way. So if you look at Delhi, right, that is what anywhere you see on Delhi, it is nothing but at the background how it was generated was one of the artists, right, in artist called Daly. Daly is his name of the artist, and he is excellent. For example, this diagram, if you look at, right, you can look at this particular diagram or a figure in two different views, right? Based upon what you think, sometimes you may think this person is looking at you. He is actually the Dale, his own figure, his own face. He has drawn it, right? And if you think from the other way, you can see he is actually looking at this particular way. Otherwise, it is looking at you. in different facing you. So the two type of ways are that. That is the person called, he is an excellent in art, right? That's the he's a Sylvester Dale, right? He's the name of the person. His name plus uh, a movie, right? Wall E movie. That is a robo which is very curious to learn many things, right? So that character combined. That is how the daily is formed, right? So whenever you see a system generated, right, artificial intelligence generated images, so all basically background is called, art plus AI. That is how the systems are generating. Artificial intelligence tools are generating based upon the learned from this particular to based on the arts which are generated by Dale, and the movie's curiosity, right? Dale's curiosity of this particular person is generated there. So let's move on to where all we are using generative AI. So all other places we are using, that's fine, but we focus on what is the use of AI in cybersecurity. So in 2 3 days back, right, might have seen in some newspaper, or you might have seen in any other places, right? Um, Let me just check whether I have that news clip or something, right? Mm, right. Have you seen this particular news? Big Sleep is an AI generated by Google, right? And Sundar Pichai, CEO, is very happy that this Big Sleep AI is able to protect entire Google's infrastructure, right? They, I mean, before the attacker is able to get into the system, right? What we call that, right? The zero-day attack, right? So he is saying, he himself, CEO himself is saying, their Big Sleep is blocked cyber exploit before the attacker get into that. There was some vulnerabilities was there in SQLite system, right? That's how it is, right? So he is himself is commenting their own development called Big Sleep. That particular module of AI system is able to block or prevent an attack, a zero-day attack, right? That is what we are going to use, those type of system. How we are going to in the process, right? We have to learn and interface with our existing system. You might be having Splunk tool or a Curador or many of those tools, right? Wazoo tool and all things. How do we interact with those tools with uh, big sleeper? That's the AI agent, right? How are you going to interface with that to make sure your systems are protected, well protected before it is getting attacked in a zero-day attack? That is what we are going to see in the actual, when we are going to have some training session and all that. We will be seeing a live demo of many tools with live example of how this tool is going to help you from as a normal person, say cybersecurity, we are working on various fields, right? How it is getting used. So let's take where all we can see an attack which is okay. Let's jump onto artificial intelligence. How the Gartner is saying. Gartner is saying generative AI is somewhere here when in 2023. When the recent report which came on 2025, it is saying on 2025 report of that, it is saying it has came down to this stage somewhere here, right? Generative AI is here, which is meaning it is this, it went to the hyping cycle to coming to day-to-day life. Within a year, it will be our day-to-day life. The generative AI will be your day-to-day life. That's what it talks about, right? So there are two things what the AIs are bringing into our life. From the perspective of a user, right? From the perspective of AI user, it is able to block, it is able to prevent an attack which is happening, which is what we saw with an example of a big sleep AI agent. That is the AI agent of Google. That is stopping an attacker is coming into the network, right? Whereas the negative aspect is the attackers are using the tool, right? The ransomware as a service. Now it's called AI built-in ransom as a service, which meaning the attacker are able to use the tools which are built in with AI tools, right? So it is predicting and able to bring into the attack. So things called, non-human interface, right? Whereas normally we have IDM, right? IAM. identity identity and access management, or IDM kind of thing, or privilege access management, all that we normally focus on human being and user identity, right? Even if it is going to be a ZTA, zero trust network access, zero trust access, and all that, we are focusing on particularly on a human being, whether he has a multi-factor authentication or is he having tokens, things like that. Whereas the system, the cloud platform, right? Many of the tokens are there, service to service, API to API, right? So where they don't follow a strict policy called password policy, or authentication policy, or access policy, right? This is exploited by the AI system, right? The non-human interface systems are exploited by the AI agents and getting into the system without any control. That is where the most dangerous thing are happening today's world. So where can I look? Or I could able to see many of those cyber attacks, things like that, various forms are there. But where I can look at all the attacks which are happening on a live basis, can anyone is reporting to that, right? So OECD is reporting a live database of, let me just have a look at that before we move on, for 2 minutes only. Let's take a, is that, yeah. So OECD AI, if you go into this website, it is going to give you the current, I mean, it's tracking from the last many days. Let's take as of now, it's giving as of now, today, right? 18th or yesterday's attack, deepfake video attack, right? So it is talking about another thing is, 2 days back, you might have noticed, right? Lama, right? Lama made a mistake of translating Chief Minister of Karnataka, right? Yeah, he attended one funeral and he was speaking that condolence message was given by um, here Siddharamaya, right? And he is talking in Karnataka. That was translated by Meta Lama, made a mistake. That mistake was, right, it is there in the social media. Mistake is, the translation was wrong, right? He said, the message says Siddharamaya dead, right? I hope you might have seen that, right? That is one thing. So which meaning AI makes a mistake, right? He has not done its job, or not able to understand the language conversion of Karnataka to English, or English to Karnataka, kind of thing. That's an issue. So I mean, they have they said they will correct it. So that's one thing. So another example I just wanted to show, yeah, deepfake video, no, is dead. He is actually alive, right? Another very important, right? AI used in India. AI been used to forensic analysis. How, right? One of the invoices or something was, yeah, I mean, it's also in the newspaper. If you look at this particular information, CBI able to images were processed by the AI system, and it is able to identify the particular invoice printed in a particular font. That font itself was not at that point, I mean, the date of the invoice saying something, right? And on that particular date, Microsoft confirms that that particular font itself, it was not there in the Microsoft Office. So the fake invoices were generated later on, but the date was put on the invoice is a predated date. On that particular date, the invoice was never generated. Manually, it is impossible for a forensic analysis, a human being, to identify this type of fraud, right? These AI systems were able to go through that in this. It's there in the newspaper. It's about, they are able to successfully get hold of that, and it's a case is going on, right? So this particular website is dynamically giving on a daily basis what type of AI is attacked, or AI systems are attacked, and things like that. So have a look at that. It's an excellent website. So let me go back to slide. So that's what I'm talking about, right? Negative outcomes of that and all that. So this is some time for AI generated images. We may not able to differentiate. This is how the deep um, videos are coming in, then all fraud videos are coming in. So it will be it's exactly same, and IDs are created nowadays. All your eKYC, right? When you wanted to create an account online, right? You don't need to physically go into the bank, right? You can create an account sitting in from home. So captured images with some small animation. If you put it in the system, right, and the other side system thinks that it's a real person, and automatically, bogus accounts are created in multiple bogus accounts are created in banking systems. That's how attackers are getting into the AI system, right? So in AI, attack can happen when you're basically what we are talking about is teaching the AI, right? If the AI system is taught with wrong data, modified data, incorrect data, right? System is going to learn. Then it will think that it is a corrupted image. It's not. It does not know it's a corrupted image, but it is learning that that is how the attacker are able to get into the system, right, in a pre-training stage itself, and able to corrupt the database, right? That's one way. Then the second way is it is able to when you are trying to get the answer, your attackers are at the front end and trying to manipulate and giving a wrong answer. So these are the two different type of attacks are happening at the AI stage. So how do we prevent or how do we detect this type of things are happening, right? So the real world AI powered, I just show the website, OECD.ai. It gives you a live database of on a daily basis, right? Whatever attack is happening across the world, it AI related thing. It's not worried about the regular ransomware attack. It is focusing on AI based systems attack, or using AI, somebody is attacking another system. Those things are online, it is there, right? So let us focus on defensive AI or offensive AI. Offensive AI is nothing but, can we do a VAPT using AI, right? We can do that, right? How do I do AI compliance, right? Auditing, using an auditing, can we do that? So what are the standards are there in AI compliance, right? AI laws are there. In US, the laws are there. In Europe Union, last year, AI specifically laws are created, right? Which is compulsion for any organization who are using it, who are right selling this AI system, have to comply with the AI laws, European law, AI law, or in US they have to comply with uh, US specific law for AI using the system, or they are producing the AI system, right? So we need to look through how those other organizations like NIST, WASP, or Cloud Security Alliance, all of them are supporting all that, right? So in a defensive AI, how do I protecting? How do we protect it using a SIM tool or SO tool, preventing it before it is going to attack it? Like Big Sleep is one simple AI agent which is Microsoft, sorry, Google generated, and you can start adopting it. That was one example of that, right? Another thing, this is what I'm saying. National AI Initiative Law Act is in US. This is the organization who are using AI systems in US. They have to comply with that. Similar to that, European Union AI law is introduced and it is enacted, and organization who are producing the AI system are selling the systems, are implementing all those organizations who are in touch point, they have to comply with that particular law in that region, right? So where is the standard, right? We have ISMS 27001, right? Your privacy management system, PIMS, right? 277001, right? What is the aims, right? Artificial intelligence management system. We have 42001. You can take up a lead role, lead auditor, lead assessor, right? Lead implementer, all those things. You can take up a specific course on that on ISO IEC's 42001. It's a certifiable certificate, right? What it contains, right? Specifically, we are talking about AI related risk, right? How these AI related risks are treated, AI related risk assessment, right? AI impact assessment, right? We have in your infrastructure infrastructure assessment, we do impact assessment. Similarly, privacy impact assessment we do when we do a PII related things. Whereas in AI impact assessment, when you start using AI systems on your day-to-day life in your office, right? How the system may behave, risk should be analyzed. Right? The risk assessment should be done properly before we do that. Can we know various risk assessment tools like right for our software development or risk assessment, right? uh, things like that. So we have specific AI tools, risk assessment are there for AI related things. uh, let's take about some of the other standards like ISO 22289. It is talking about life cycle of an AI system, right? How does this, starting from inception to retirement, what are the various stages it's talking about, right? NISC is talking about risk management framework, RSM, risk management framework, which is for AI 101, which talks about governance mapping. Like NIST has a CSF framework, right? CSF version 2, governance, identify, protect, detect, respond, recover, right? Similar to that, it has come up with a specific to AI related artificial intelligence framework, right? So which rating from level 1 to level 5 system, right? Cloud specific related attacks, right? So CSA, Cloud Security Alliance, they have come up with a AI control matrix, which is having an 18 controls, 243 control objective, specifically focusing on protecting AI system, right? All that. So how do we? The new role has come into the organization, right? What is it called? We call say Chief Information Security Officer, Chief Security Officer. Now we have to create a new role called AI role, right? Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. New role has come. He is part of the governance team, part of the board, right? All of them. So he is going to make sure systems are effectively used. He is going to be interface between your system and business. So he is going to be interface for how the AI systems are effectively put into use, right? So plot 4, right? That is a set of tools used for threat modeling, right? Um, Stride is a tool which we use it for normally in a IT security threat modeling, or you might be using a LinkedIn for privacy assessment, privacy threat modeling. We use a LinkedIn, right? Similar to that, the Plot 4 is a AI threat modeling tool, which is going to be useful when we do a how whether to use a AI system in our day-to-day life. That this particular AI module, threat modeling tool is effectively which comes up with the design stage or monitor stage. It comes up with a threat rating. That comes up with a threat rating, and OASP. Everybody knows OASP. Well, LLM, right? Large language module top 10 attack, right? That is this particular WASP is giving a specific. We know WASP top 10 for cybersecurity. WASP LLM top 10 is specifically talking about systems which are having what are the various top 10 attack could happen in uh, specific to specific to AI related system, right? That is going in a deeper sense, right? AI developers have to comply. Any software developer need to write and sign. The programmer will not create a malware, right? That is the undertaking in any organization, that the person who's writer coder, right? He need to take an undertaking that he will not create a malware in any form, right? So whenever the software developer who are developing the AI system, they have to go through all this thing, like they should not create a hate thing, legal harm to children, right? Fraud or spam, all that. So all these tools vendors like we will Entropy or AI A1 Labs, all are committed. The dark one is they are committed, they will not do that. That's how this commitment came from. The deep seek have committed. The dark thing, they are committed. They committed that their AI system will not harm the children's thing. So yeah, it's evolving, right? So over a period of time, right, talking about Mistral AI, which selectively they are putting it. Right, this is completely talking about what are various uh, undertaking that they either the developer acceptable use policy, that's called software developer or AI developer acceptable use policy. There is a foundation for that. They interact with whoever software developers of AI. They are saying they have to comply with whatever self harm or terrorism threat violence. They have to say their AI system uh, should not do that. That is what this particular table is talking about on a particular date and time. This might have changed over a period of time. I stop here for a minute, and if any questions are there in the chat box, please please let me know so that if I have time, I can able to answer. What we are focusing on is this is just a touch upon. So what we are going to have is another session with 4 weekends or some are per day of 4 hours session for 4 days such session. We are going to give whatever I just showed, right? All the things in a detailed manner. We are going to have a running a detailed session uh, for you to go and have an hands-on experience on what are the various tools which we are showed, or what are the various frameworks for governance, compliance. GRC is very important, right? How the AI systems are going to be comply with that. We will spend more time on 4001 AIMS and various tools which are supporting AI, and how that is going to change your life in the security field, or supporting you to elevate yourself to next level with the understanding of how can you make use of AI tools for the security purpose, for the security of protecting your systems in governance, GRC, identity access management, or even at the NOC stage or SOC stage, source stage, or in software development. Like we talked about, we'll talk about WASP software development, how the software development can prevent vulnerabilities in software development in using LLM top 10 of WASP, right? Many of those things. So we will go much more deeper in each topic, whatever I touched upon. That might be of interest to you. So you can please touch with organizers and enroll yourself for going to be a wonderful session. That will be around 4 week, 4 days of 4 hour each, maybe it's during a weekends. Any questions, please let me know. Madam, over to you.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for taking such an insightful session, and thank you everyone for making this great success. And like huge thanks to you, sir, for sharing this vast knowledge and breaking down this complex topic into clarity and with real world relevance. So, if today's session was sparked interest, or you are curious to learn more about generative AI in depth, so as sir rightly mentioned, you can reach out to Ministry of Security. We have got a right training for you with respect to generative AI in depth. So you can DM Ministry of Security page on LinkedIn, or you can directly DM to me. I'll help you out to share the further details related to this. And thank you everyone once again for being the part of this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you everyone for your engagement and making this a great difference. Thanks again.
Yeah. Any questions? Are there specific questions?
I think there are few questions with respect to the tools. First is there any tool for vulnerability assessment and penetration threat modeling?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, this particular tool called plot is for the threat modeling. There are other tools specifically for one such tool is, let me just take whether it is there or not. Uh, yeah, protective system. Yeah, there are many tools are there, uh, which is for assessing the AI itself, right? So there are many tools are there. We have got a good experience on some of the tools. We'll be able to explain during the training session. Yeah, the
Okay.
plot AI
Thank you
is a
so
tool
much.
for yeah, risk the AI assessment, risk threat modeling tool. Correct.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. If any questions will be there, we will pick it out from the comment section and we'll definitely respond to you guys. So, thank you everyone for making this a great success. Thanks once again, sir.
Yeah, thank you. This protect AI website is give you assessment for any of those AI systems. So you can look at protect AI. Uh, that's that is trying to compare various AI systems. Right. We can do a sample assessment using these tools in our training session. Thank you all, thank you all. Welcome. Looking forward, all of you to join our training session on weekends. Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you.